and welcome to the next episode of Rockiva. I'm your host, Gabriela Gomes. On today's episode, I shall be discussing an album by Joe Lynn Turner, an album titled Secondhand Life. Secondhand Life is the 10th solo studio album by Joe Lynn Turner. This album features songs written by artists like Jim Petrick and Martin Burley. The album lineup consisted of Joe Lynn Turner on vocals, Bob Held on bass guitar, Michael Cartellone on the drums, Gary Corbett on keyboards, and Carl Cochran on guitars and bass on track 1, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11. The Secondhand Life album is in my top 5 favorite solo albums by Joe Lynn Turner. With a solid hard rock theme throughout the album, you can find yourself in the mood to listen to Secondhand Life as your main weekend album again and again. Track 1, titled Your Love is Life, is the opening track that starts off the album terrifically. It is simply a killer track in which all the musicians shine on. The guitar opening in the beginning is rather lively. It sets the tone for the album right away. It's strong, it's fast, it's great. Joe Lynn Turner's singing is strong, it's tough, it's mean. He really speaks volumes throughout the song, setting a get tough kind of vibe. It's really brilliant. And then the chorus shines even more so for me. It just seems to speak louder than the opening of the song. Track 2, titled Got Me Where You Want Me, is a top choice from this album as well. It has a classic yet modern sound to it. Sort of a old meets new kind of vibe. The guitars, drums, and Joe Lynn Turner singing, all three together, make the perfect trio of a tough, bluesy, hard rock sound, which I personally enjoy very much on this track. The recording of the song has a little bit more of a raw sound on the guitars, in my opinion, which I feel adds to the effect of making a classic sound meeting a new sound. It's rather dynamic in a creative way. Track 3, titled Secondhand Life, is the title track of this extremely awesome album. It has got the beat that so many artists wish they could have in their songs. Joe Lynn Turner's singing is as epic as ever. He rocks this track greatly. The guitars are once again tight, they're mean, they really shine, and then the drums add to that effect in an awesome way. The chorus, you know what, the whole song actually is brilliant. I'd like to say that the chorus shines more so, but it isn't the case in this song, because from the first lyrics, from the first beat, you know that you're going to enjoy the song as a standout song on the album. Definitely one of those title tracks that give you a piece of the pie right from the beginning. So yeah, the song is great in every aspect. It's really awesome. And for me, it's really Carl's guitars and Michael's drums that add to the dynamism of this track, along with Joe Lynn Turner's vocals. Those three make a fantastic pair throughout this whole album on pretty much each of the tracks. Really brilliant through and through. Track 4, titled In Your Eyes, is a wonderful ballad. I love the emotions in the song. Feeling the passion in a track must be one of the most enjoyable sensations you can feel while enjoying the music. Joe Lynn Turner's singing is beautiful. The way he conveys his emotions into each lyric, into each verse, is truly something to allow your heart to embrace. It's a lovely feeling. In Your Eyes is one of my favorite ballads by Joe Lynn Turner, and that's saying a lot, as he has quite a number of very good ballads, even actually great ballads. Saying good is such an understatement. They are fantastic. Yes, so In Your Eyes is definitely one of my top ballads. Most probably in my top 20 ballads of all time, of all artists and bands out there. Definitely one of those top ones. I really love that song. Definitely a favorite of mine. Track 5, titled Blood Red Sky, is one of my favorite songs from the Secondhand Life album. In my opinion, this song is amongst Joe Lynn Turner's greatest tracks. The guitar intro pulls you in brilliantly, bracing you for the dynamic power of this track. The lyrics are awesome. The beat is strong, and the melody will have you singing along in absolutely no time at all. Blood Red Sky for me is just one of those songs where you think to yourself, how did I not know this song before? See, when you first hear this song, you think, I have been missing out for far too long. The moment I heard this song, I just knew that this song would shoot to become one of those top tracks. But, you never really know how much you're going to love a song right away. This one has successfully become one of my all-time favorite songs. I can't get enough of this song. It's just one of those songs that you just feel define an artist. So yes, if I was going to recommend a song of Joe Lynn Turner's to someone, I'd definitely start with Blood Red Sky. It's one of those songs that you name right away because this song has such tremendous power. It's a must hear, a recommendation that has to be mentioned in the beginning, especially if the person you're speaking to is not familiar with Joe Lynn Turner's work. Yeah, it's a fantastic song. Power song. I would place Blood Red Sky in the top tracks of the 21st century. I'd like to say top 10, but I'm going to have to give credit to the 21st century. There's a lot more than 10 amazing tracks, but this is definitely in the powerhouse circle of killer tracks. This is just perfection right through. And then we have track 6, titled Stroke of Midnight. Okay, which of you over here are fans of Joe Lynn Turner's time with Deep Purple? I'm sure I'm going to reach a few of you. Stroke of Midnight for me relives his time with Deep Purple just in a mid 2000s timeline. I believe this would be the direction Deep Purple would have gone in if Joe Lynn Turner remained with them. It's still got that classic sound with a hint of blues in it, blues rock to be precise. It's got a cool beat. Something about it makes you kind of want to relax whilst enjoying casual conversations with your closest friends and family, whoever you have invited over for a get together. If I had to choose an instrument which I feel stands out on this particular song, I would probably go with the guitars. They most probably outshine everything, while everything adds their own little touch to the tune, magnifying it further. But yes, I'd say the guitars are a strong standout from the song. Track 7, titled Off the Hook, is a bonus track. So unless you have the version of the album that I have, probably won't be your track 7. But going on my version, which includes the bonus tracks, track 7 is titled Off the Hook. Track 7 is a upbeat, up-paced track, very fast guitars, fast drums, fast singing. It's just fast right through, sort of like a lightning track. It zigzags all over the place with bolts of energy. It is, dare I say, a more simple track, but brilliantly cool in its classic hard rock, fast-paced theme. It's a fun bonus track, definitely worth a listen. Track 8, titled Over the Top, is a great rocking track. You might have to play it a few times over to hear what I do. After those few plays that you give the song, it starts to grow on you in its own unique way, especially if you like hard rock. It's a very great track for that. I'd like to say it would have made a good theme song for the Sylvester Stallone movie Over the Top. But we all know this came out many years after that movie. Still, it's an awesome track to rock out to. Quite suitable for most occasions. Track 9, titled Cruel, is a little like Stroke of Midnight in terms of them both giving similarities to Joe Lynn Turner's time with Deep Purple. This is definitely that modern Deep Purple sound that I think they would have had with Joe Lynn Turner if they had continued to record music with Joe Lynn Turner as their vocalist. It's a song that for me stands out from time to time. It's not a song that I enjoy extremely often, but for the times that I play it, it definitely comes alive. It needs those short little breaks to keep it alive, but it's a song that won't die. It just needs those little breaks here and there, like most music. But yeah, this one I like to play occasionally to keep that fire the way I like it. It's a tough song. It's got good lyrics. It's definitely a hard rocker. Moving on to track 10. A track that, shall I say, is a sweet obsession of mine. It has a very catchy tune that has an 80s-like feel to it. It has a bit of a radio-catered feel, but still very cool. And by radio, I don't mean today's useless radio stations. No, not at all. I mean rock radio. Just your catchier side of rock radio, yeah. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't get it, the song's name is Sweet Obsession. Yes, the pun was intended. I'm guilty of using it for this one, but let's face it, we all have to throw in a pun here and there just for a bit of fun. Obviously, the guitars once again stand out, so do the drums, and Joe Lynn Turner's singing is always a standout on every song. You can't really get enough of that sound, now can you? It's just really brilliant. One of those singers that know how to use their voice in the best and most awesome of ways. I just love the sound of his vocals. They are superb. Just like all the musicians he works with, he always finds the right musicians for the albums. It just matches the themes ideally and perfectly. You've got to love that about Joe Lynn Turner's music. When there's an album, you just know whoever is on the album with him, they are going to perform, and they are going to perform greatly. It's one of those things that you can be a bit obsessed with. Moving on to track 11, titled Love is on Our Side. As this is the last song on the standard version, I would say it fades the album into its end very nicely. It has a calm and relaxing tune with lovely lyrics, a hopeful love theme, which shines in a unique and beautiful way, especially as it feels almost as if each musician managed to channel emotions into their playing, whether it be on the guitars, the drums, or the keyboards. And then Joe Lynn Turner, obviously, he sings so very passionately, which always makes his music shine in a fantastic way. I do love musicians who manage to achieve that. Also, one of the reasons why Joe Lynn Turner is amongst my top 10 favorite vocalists, a powerful top 10, all unique, all brilliant, all motivational and inspirational in their own ways. If you have the deluxe edition of this album, you will have the song Two Lights, which is track 12, a bonus track that is such a beautiful ballad. It's so beautiful that I'm mentioning it as my second favorite song from this album. It captured my ear from the very first time I played it. The song is so great that I have to say that it makes you need to own the deluxe edition because the song is just spectacular. Also, it is utterly brilliant. I could go on about this song all day, so I shan't go on about it too long. Otherwise, I might as well make a review to speak of this song in just that review and go on about it for 15-20 minutes. That's worth stopping myself. So yeah, it's a fantastic song through and through. So worth having. A necessary addition to every Joe Lynn Turner fans collection. Track 13, titled Freedom's Wings, is the last song on the Secondhand Life album. The song's tune is basically hard rock crossed with the blues. If the song had a phrase, this one's phrase would be, rock and roll is still alive and kicking. It has a sweet classic feel to the melody and the lyrics. Joe Lynn Turner's singing is, as always, brilliant on the song. And now that we have reached the end of today's podcast, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to each of you for listening to today's review. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it led to your discovery of this album, or that you've enjoyed listening to a review of an album that you already appreciate and enjoy. If you know the album well enough to comment your favorite songs, please leave a comment and mention your top 3 standout tracks from this album. That's it for today. Take care and be well.